Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and restless shocker. Nikki suspects Jordan has an accomplice, and the truth might rock the Newman Ranch. The latest disturbing event in Nikki's life left her in fear that Jordan was not working alone, but with an accomplice. As it turns out, the young and restless matriarch may be absolutely correct, and the truth could rock the Newman Ranch. When Nikki met up with Jack in society, she had no idea Jordan was perched at the bar disguised as a man, or that her nemesis was the one who sent over the triple distilled vodka to tempt her. In fact, Nikki told Jack that she feared Jordan must be working with an accomplice, as it never occurred to her that the culprit was the madwoman herself in costume. Nikki may have been wrong about Jordan using an accomplice to dangle a drink under her nose, but she may have hit the nail on the head when she voiced her suspicions that Jordan isn't working alone. Who? You might be thinking, could be Jordan's accomplice. After all, we only see her alone. But it's what's happening behind the scenes that we're concerned about, and the clues point in a very disturbing direction. Claire has been vocal about her stance that Jordan should have died after drinking the poison, perhaps a little too vocal considering that both Victoria and Nikki were on the fence. And what about Jordan's great escape from Memorial? Sure, she's got soap villain superpowers on her side, but how does one bust out unaided when one is handcuffed to the hospital bed? Is it really just a huge coincidence that Claire left the ranch on her own without telling anyone, and by the time Victoria noticed her missing, Victor was getting a call that Jordan had managed to bolt? Claire would have had time to help her aunt and get to the coffee house before Victoria actively began searching for her. The timing, folks. After leaving the hospital, we saw Jordan arrive at the door of a rented apartment or room, and the way she muttered, "Well, I've seen worse," definitely made it sound like someone else had acquired the place for her. Presumably, Claire would have regained access to her bank accounts upon her release from Memorial, and so she have the cash to not only set up Jordan in her new hole in the wall, but also to provide her with a handy-dandy new disguise. Getting back to Claire and the coffee house, how strange was it that Jordan showed up, watched her but didn't approach. Sure, Claire was with Summer and Chance, but wouldn't Jordan have waited and jumped at the chance to corner her niece afterward? From what we know of Jordan, that would have been an irresistible temptation. That said, if they're working together, she wouldn't have risked approaching her in public, and there would have been no need if they're already in contact. Maybe we're as crazy as Aunt Jordan, but we think Claire may actually be working as her aunt's accomplice. At the very least, it's not out of the question. We can't imagine a reveal any soapier than that. It truly would rock the ranch and everyone in it. In the opulent halls of the Newman Ranch, whispers danced like shadows, weaving tales of intrigue and suspicion. The air crackled with anticipation, each breath tinged with the weight of secrets waiting to be unearthed. And at the heart of it all stood Nikki Newman, a matriarch with a keen eye for deception, her intuition a beacon in the darkness of uncertainty. It began with a glance, a fleeting moment of hesitation in Jordan's eyes that Nikki couldn't ignore. She had seen the signs before, the subtle shifts in demeanor that betrayed a hidden truth. As the matriarch of the Newman family, Nikki's instincts were finely tuned, honed by years of navigating the treacherous waters of Genoa City's elite. Jordan, the enigmatic newcomer to the Newman fold, had arrived with promises of loyalty and dedication. His charm was undeniable, his allegiance seemingly unwavering. Yet beneath the surface, Nikki sensed a darkness lurking, a shadowy presence that threatened to disrupt the fragile peace of her world. It was during a lavish soiree at the Newman estate that Nikki's suspicions first took root. Jordan moved through the crowd with practiced grace, his smile a mask concealing the true nature of his intentions. But Nikki was not so easily swayed by surface charm. She observed his every move, each gesture a clue in the puzzle she was determined to solve. As the night wore on, whispers of Jordan's past began to surface, rumors swirling like a storm on the horizon. Tales of clandestine meetings and dubious alliances danced on the lips of the guests, casting a pall over the festivities. And through it all, Nikki watched, her gaze unwavering, her mind racing with possibilities. It was in the dimly lit corridors of the Newman estate that Nikki finally confronted Jordan, her voice a whisper that cut through the silence like a knife. She had seen the truth in his eyes, the flicker of guilt that betrayed his facade of innocence. But Jordan was not one to surrender easily. his defiance a challenge to Nikki's resolve. Their exchange was a battle of wills, each word a weapon in the escalating conflict. Jordan denied any wrongdoing, his protests falling on deaf ears. But Nikki was undeterred, her determination unyielding in the face of adversity. She pressed him for answers, her questions probing the depths of his deception. As the tension reached its breaking point, Jordan relented, his facade crumbling like a house of cards. He confessed to his involvement in a web of intrigue that stretched far beyond the confines of the Newman estate, and with his admission came the revelation that shook the foundations of Nikki's world. Jordan had an accomplice, a shadowy figure lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings from the darkness. Their identity remained a mystery, a puzzle yet to be solved. But Nikki was relentless in her pursuit of the truth, her determination fueled by the knowledge that the safety of her family hung in the balance. Armed with newfound resolve, Nikki embarked on a journey into the heart of darkness, her path illuminated by the fire of her conviction. She delved into the depths of Genoa City's underworld, following a trail of breadcrumbs that led her ever closer to the truth. And with each step, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. But as Nikki drew closer to uncovering the identity of Jordan's accomplice, she found herself ensnared in a web of danger and deception. Shadows lurked around every corner, threats whispered on the wind like a warning of impending doom. And in the midst of it all, Nikki stood alone, a beacon of light in a world consumed by darkness. As the days turned into weeks, Nikki's investigation intensified, her determination unwavering in the face of adversity. She followed the trail wherever it led, her instincts guiding her through the labyrinth of lies and deceit. And finally, after countless sleepless nights and endless twists and turns, the truth was revealed. Jordan's accomplice was none other than a trusted member of the Newman inner circle, a betrayal that cut deeper than any knife. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Newman family, their world shattered by the realization that the enemy lay within their midst. But Nikki was undeterred, her resolve stronger than ever in the face of adversity. With the truth finally laid bare, Nikki stood tall, a beacon of strength in a world consumed by chaos. And as she looked out upon the Newman ranch, she knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, she would face them head-on, armed with nothing but her unwavering determination and the unshakable bond of family.